Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, May the 11th, 2026. This is Truth News. I am Walter Bass. We're going to cover a lot of topics today. I got some quotes out of my new book, Power Quotes, which are very good. A lot of inspirational and influential people over the last century. Their quotes, very, very helpful. We're going to cover, I got a page and a half of notes I took last night. As usual, I have to work all day, go to the gym, and take notes and do research and make YouTube videos because my government are domestic terrorists. That's the extent of it. So I did figure out a word, as I told you. I didn't think evil, diabolical, demonic. I didn't think those words were accurately describing the United States public servants. So I came up with a word after doing some research, Mephistophelian. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Mephistophelian refers to a devilish, cunning, or wicked character, typically depicting someone with a mocking, saturnine, or malevolent nature, derived from the demon Mephistopheles in the Faust legend. Yeah. So one more time. Mephistophelian. That is the word that accurately describes the fine public servants of the United States of America and all of their demonic, diabolical, evil, satanic activity that they actively engage in. And I wanted to play a couple of clips too. I've been calling this place the Kabuki Theater Show for quite a while, and that's what it is. It's just a Kabuki Theater Show. And I wanted to, let me see, here it is. I wanted to play Jim Brewer. He's been putting out a lot of good content. I've always liked Jim Brewer. I always thought he was hilarious. His impressions, some of his movies, just really a funny, sincere, good human being, Jim Brewer. So let's see what Jim Brewer's got to say.
How many people believe in reality TV? How many times I explained it? Reality is all scripted. You know how many marriages I know in Hollywood that are fake? So if they're fake, what else is fake? Is the moon landing fake? Dude, and then what blows me up, people go, well, why do they lie? Why would they lie? How do they hold a lie? How's the mafia hold lies for that long? How does human trafficking become so quiet for that long? How do you keep these secrets? Government is easy to lie. How many people believe in reality?
It's all fake and gay. The Kabuki Theater Show of America. It's what it is. I want to play it. I saved a couple of clips, and this is one that I listened to last night, and it just really hits home with what's going on in the United States of America. With the gaslighting, the blatant lies, just it's a humiliation ritual is what it is. Just mockery to our face, laughing in our face, the Epstein class. So I want to play this clip right here, and I think it very accurately describes. And I wanted to say, growing up, my dad always told me, the worst two things to be in life is a liar and a thief. And he said a liar is worse than a thief. And he said, because you can catch a thief, it's hard to catch a liar. So with that being said, let's play this clip.
I hate a liar more than I hate a thief. A thief is only after my salary. A liar is after my reality. This is the importance of integrity and honesty in the pursuit of success. A thief may rob you of material possessions, something that can be earned back with time and effort. But a liar, they distort your perception, undermine your reality, and can lead you astray from your goals and dreams. I hate a liar more than I hate.
And a liar, that's what these people are trying to do. They're trying to distort our perception between AI videos, just the Fed slop, the infiltration of the media, the state-run media, Fox News, CBS, all of this nonsense. And now they got feds running podcasts like Dan Bongino, and just, everywhere you turn, it's just intelligence agencies and federal government infiltration to control the minds of the American people so they can get away with all of their sick, evil, satanic, corrupt, vile, and heinous acts. And these people are just dead souls, just dead. They have no boundaries, they have no scruples, they have no morals, they have no values. And anytime someone like me or other people, Epstein survivors, are aware enough to know what they're doing and call out what they're doing, they resort to mental health or paranoia. Oh, you're just paranoid. No, when you get assaulted 3 times in your gym by federal agents, or I'm sorry, twice in my gym, once at my place of work, that's not paranoia. That's a physical assault. That's intimidation by the FBI to shut me up because they sell kids. Everybody knows it. The whole world knows it. The United States of America sells children. That's it. And that's why I got to go to work 8 hours a day, come home, do research, take notes, and make YouTube videos because I haven't seen or heard from my son in 1,705 days since he was kidnapped and violently sexually assaulted. And let's make this serial child predator famous. Good old satanic judge Kelly L. Hansen, who's been kidnapping, molesting, and selling children for 17 years. That's why no one will do anything. Because he has too many victims to clean up the mess. Kelly L. Hansen, devout Mormon. There he is. Thousands of victims of children over his 17-year career as a state judge. Crimes against humanity as an elected state judge. And no one in the United States government, intelligence agencies, or law enforcement will do anything about it except blame and attack me, silence and discredit me by any means necessary. Because this scumbag kidnapped my 7-year-old son and stuck his dick in my 7-year-old son, causing physical injuries. No more, no less. That's the extent of it. So without further ado, let's get into tonight's show. And we're going to talk about how we have no legal system. We have no authentic government. Our public servants are pedophiles. Our public servants are domestic terrorists towards we, the people of the United States of America. The Constitution, where'd my Constitution go? I'll have to find it. I thought it was right here. I might have put it in my book pile. I have to find my Constitution. But our public servants are domestic terrorists. That's the extent of it. No more, no less. That's the truth. And we have a bunch of lawyers making thousands of dollars. Some of these lawyers are making $1,000 an hour, if not more. Pissing down on the justice system from their lofty perch with disdain. Let me repeat that. Lawyers in the United States of America pissing down on the justice system from their lofty perch with disdain. They have no interest in law, in order, in truth, or justice. All they care about is the payday. Money, money, money. Money, money, money. Lies, lies, lies. We have judges jerking off on the judicial system with self-grandizing, sinister acts. Kelly Hansen, the judge in Kentucky. Let me get that judge's name. Who the sheriff shot in his chambers. Do we recall that story? What happened to the sheriff? Whatever happened with that? That just kind of went away, didn't it? Kentucky judge killed by sheriff update. Sean Mickey Steins is the sheriff, is awaiting trial for the September 24th fatal shooting of District Judge Kevin Mullins in his chambers. He's pleaded not guilty, and they're arguing insanity and seeking to remove the death penalty. Mental health. because a judge was using his position to prey on weak and vulnerable people for sex, just like Kelly Hansen. And these are rinky-dink judges. Marietta, California, and Riverside County, Kentucky. These are rinky-dink judges. What do you think the big judges are doing? What do you think our U.S. attorneys are doing? Huh? I'll tell you, we got public pretenders, and that's what they are, public pretenders. They are not defended. They defend nothing. Straight out human trafficking to prisons for profit. Just trafficking weak and vulnerable, poor, people who don't have the intelligence, people who don't have the bank accounts to have human rights. Because in the United States of America, human rights are for sale. They are not bestowed upon all citizens. No one has unalienable rights anymore. You got to purchase those. And you better have a lot of money because they're very expensive. So look at Candace Owens. How many times she been sued? How much is it costing her to speak the truth? And she's not even speaking out for children, or she's just speaking on Charlie Kirk. She's not even talking about all the crimes against humanity these scumbags have committed over decades. The baby black market they've been operating for 100 years that I have thoroughly documented on the show with evidence. And, I was thinking last night, I watched a pretty good movie, Rainmaker, with Matt Damon and Danny DeVito. Pretty good movie about the justice system and how it works. And it had John Boyd in it too. If you get a chance to watch it, I would recommend it. It's based on a John Grisham novel, and John Grisham's a pretty good author. I've read a lot of his books over the years. And Matt Damon, at the end of that movie, he said, I wonder if these arrogant, ignorant narcissists ever remember, or even remember, when they first sold out. I wonder that sometimes. Do these public servants remember the day they just sold out and gave up on truth, integrity, honor, dignity? Just threw it all out the window and said, "What? I'll do anything for money. I don't care." I just wonder, how these people. I can't use that term. I keep assuming they're human beings. They are not. I just wonder how these demons live with themselves. I mean, how can you do crimes against humanity, crimes against children, and then go home and act like everything's fine? You have to be a legitimate clinical psychopath. Legitimate psychopath. Erica Kirk, psychopath. TPUSA, psychopaths. Greg Laurie of Harvest Church, psychopaths. Chad Bianco, Riverside County Sheriff, psychopaths. There's no other explanation for the vile and heinous acts they commit for money. None. Now, I'm going to go into a Bible verse, and let me pull up the verse, because I think this is very important, especially in this day and age with what's going on with the greed. It's going to be Mark 12:41 through 44, or Luke 21:4. So let's go to our Bible. I should have had this pulled up beforehand, but I didn't anticipate this because I did this show last night, took all the notes for it, so I'm kind of running it on the fly today. It's been a long day, a lot of up and down the ladders in the heat and the hot. So my government can terrorize me to defend the fact of the crimes against humanity they commit against children. And Luke 12:41 through 44. And the reason I think this is important is the greed and, these crimes against humanity. At the end of the day, some of it is about power and lust, but a lot of it's just about greed, just evil. So Peter said, This is Luke 12:41. Peter said, Lord, are you addressing this parable to us or to everyone else as well? And the Lord said, who then is the faithful and sensible steward, whom his master will put in charge of his servants and give them their rations at the proper time? Blessed is that slave whom his master finds so doing when he comes. Truly I say to you that you will put him in charge of all his possession. And that was not the verse I was thinking of. Why did it say? Oh, Luke 21, 1 through 4. Sorry. 12. Not 12, but 21. But it's still good stuff. 21, 1 through 4. And he looked up and saw the rich putting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw a poor widow putting in 2 small copper coins. And he said, truly I say to you, this poor widow put in more than all of them. For they all out of their surplus put into the offering. But she out of her poverty put in all that she had to live on. And no one considers that. No one considers some of these people out here who are really just struggling to survive in this economy, while others are just stockpiling money, stockpiling homes, stockpiling cars. For what? For what? What's the purpose? I don't understand it. There was a time when I had 2 cars, 2 motorcycles. I had so much stuff, it was too much. Because I was always doing stuff. I was always having to work on them, change tires, maintenance. It was just too much. And too much of anything is a bad thing. And definitely too much money is a bad thing. So, we covered human rights. Politicians are being purchased by lobbyists in foreign nations. That is blatantly obvious. The United States public servants of we the people are not operating for we the people at all. They are operating on behalf of foreign countries, and that is treason. That is treason and sedition. Period. Full stop. That is a crime punishable by death, according to the laws of the United States of America. Which I say, we do not have a government. We do not have laws anymore. If we did, I wouldn't be sitting here making YouTube videos because of child sex trafficking of my son. I'd be with my son at the park playing catch, playing baseball, maybe fishing. Maybe watching a movie. I could be doing something with my child, but no, my son was born in the world's largest child sex slavery industrial complex to ever exist in the history of humanity, the United States of America. And Capitol Police Intelligence told me my son was dead in 2024. Law enforcement across this country, from Riverside County to Capitol Hill, have laughed at me, mocked me, made fun of me, called me crazy. Granted, I yell, scream, and cuss at them. Sure. What would you do if it was your 7-year-old son and people are just acting like just another day, just another day? And it's almost unbelievable how inhumane our society as a whole has become. I never in my life imagined in the United States of America that no one would care about selling and raping kids. No one cares. No one cares. The Department of Justice don't care. The FBI don't care. Local law enforcement don't care. Chief of police don't care. District attorneys don't care. U.S. attorneys don't care. Attorney generals don't care. Politicians don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about children being raped and sold. They would rather talk about the Dow Jones, actually. That's where we're at as a society. The United States government would rather discuss the Dow Jones and the stock market rather than raping and selling innocent children. Think about that. America is done. You see this flag, it's upside down. We're done. Country's in distress. We were in distress under Biden. We were in distress. It's done now. It's over. We're bankrupt. We're 40 trillion in the hole. We have nothing to sell, no more exports. We don't export anything. We don't create anything. We don't make anything. All we do is take from other countries. We're trying to hijack oil from other countries because we don't have any kids to sell. A satanic group of pedophiles is running everything from Hollywood to Pedophile Hill. Miriam Adelson pretty much owns the President of the United States of America, and he operates under Bibi Netanyahu. I mean, the internal warfare is worse than any external warfare America has ever endured. America has never been under attack by any country, even in the Civil War, like it is right now from inside by its own government for money. We are under attack by our own government for money being given to them from foreign nations. Our own government is murdering our own country. That's mind-boggling to me. That's like setting your own house on fire. I mean, would you do that if somebody offered you $100,000? Would you set your home on fire and burn it to the ground for money? I don't see the point in that. So we have CPS selling kids nationwide, been going on for decades. Legislators legalizing it. Prisons for profit. CIA trafficking everything around the world, from Iran-Contra affair to with Colonel Oliver North to children sold from Riverside to Romania. Think about that. The CIA trafficking guns, you got drugs, children, everything. Everything they can get their evil little hands on. Selling it around the world. Iran-Contra under Reagan with Colonel Oliver North. That's well documented, selling guns. To the Iran-Contras. CPS has been selling kids since the 70s, according to Georgia Senator Nancy Schaefer. I tracked it all the way back to the 20s, a black market for babies. We have Greg Laurie of Harvest Church selling children from Riverside County, California to Romania for 20 years. 20 years selling kids. And nobody cares. And I'm crazy. That's their defense. Everybody's crazy. Which brings me to my next point. When you bring this stuff up and you tell the truth, first thing you're going to go through is character assassination. They are going to dredge up anything in your past. In third grade, if you went through the lunch line and didn't use your lunch card, they're going to bring it up. He stole a school lunch in third grade. They're going to bring up anything you can. If you smoked marijuana 20 years ago, they're going to be like, he's high on weed. Smoked weed 20 years ago. If you've done anything ever wrong in your life, that is their defense. That's the game. That's the game they play. We get to do whatever we want. And if you say anything, we will just fabricate stuff. Even if you don't do drugs, don't do alcohol. If you did everything correctly and legally, they will still just fabricate stuff and make stuff up and put it in their little computer system. And there you go. That's their defense to raping and selling children. And this goes on to everyone. Non-disclosure agreements. That's the standard operating procedure for anyone working for the United States government. I think it's part of your employment package. Here, sign here for your benefits, and after you're done there, sign this non-disclosure agreement. You can never discuss anything you see or hear that we're going on. If Eric Swalwell rapes 6 women, you need to keep your mouth shut or we'll sue you. That's where we're at as a nation, as a society. Bribery, extortion. And here's the fact. The United States government is the most evil terrorist regime on planet Earth. Has been for decades. We go to all these foreign nations that don't have anything to do with us, don't impact our lives in any way, shape, or form. We go over there and we just terrorize people. We just bullies. And I think they finally met their match with the Persian Empire, because Iran, if you don't know, is the Persian Empire. They've been around since 300 BC. They are a very resilient and tough people. They don't have Meal Team 6 over there. No. No, they don't have these Call of Duty boys over there. No. They got grown men willing to endure attrition for as long as it takes. That empire has been standing for thousands of years. America is going to be 250 years old. Would have been, but we're a dead nation now. It's been completely gutted and destroyed from our own public servants. So, and I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to read some quotes, and then we'll get back into the Bible. But I am astonished. And when I say I mean that, I am astonished at the lengths the United States government will go to just to defile and destroy innocent lives. It's mind-boggling to me how far they will go to protect defiling and destroying children. It makes absolutely no sense to a human being, because these demons are not human whatsoever. So that's the notes for tonight's show. I started my book last night. I'm reading actually 3 books. I read the Bible every night. I'm still reading The Power of Positive Thinking. And I flipped through this quotes last night, and it's powerful. If anyone can find this book, it is an amazing book. Amazing book. And we're just going to read a couple of quotes out of here. Let me see. I wanted to find that John F. Kennedy, this is a televised speech from June 11, 1963. Law alone cannot make men see right. Martin Luther King Jr. Morality cannot be legislated, but behavior can be regulated. Judicial decrees may not change the heart, but they can restrain the heartless. We need to think about that. How just heartless these people have become. Empty. But there was one in here. This is Hubert Humphrey. There are not enough jails, not enough policemen, not enough courts to enforce a law not supported by the people. That was one, but there's another quote in here. I think it was Martin Luther King who said it. When he said, I should have got my highlighter and highlighted this. Because this is the Select Committee on Intelligence Operations in the U.S. Senate, May 2nd, 1976. There is no inherent constitutional authority for the president or any intelligence agency to violate the law. None. And this was John Dean after Watergate, January 1st, 1975. You really have to experience the feeling of being with the president in the Oval Office. It's a disease I came to call ovalitis. Ovalitis. There is nothing in the Constitution that authorizes or makes it the official duty of a president to have anything to do with criminal activities. Well, I see what's going on now. I mean, we got the biggest scumbag as president in our history. Well, is that it? There was one from Martin Luther King Jr. where he said, if a man hasn't found something that he will die for, he's not worth living. And I wanted to see if I could find that, because I want to get the wording right on it. No. Here's one, Howard Lindsay. Every so often we pass laws repealing human nature. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? We're at the 30-minute mark, so we're going to wrap this up. And let me just read a quick quote from the Bible. Actually, let me go to my other Bible. This Bible I've had for years. You can see it's been through it with me. We're going to go with Psalm 17, prayer with confidence and final salvation. Hear a just cause, O Lord, attend to my cry. Give ear to my prayer, which is not from deceitful lips. Let my vindication come from your presence. Let your eyes look on the things that are upright. You have tested my heart. You have visited me in the night. You have tried me and found nothing. I have purposed that my mouth shall not transgress concerning the works of men. By the word of your lips I have kept away from the paths of the destroyer. Uphold my steps in your paths, that my footsteps may not slip. I have called upon you, for you will hear me, O God. Incline your ear to me and hear my speech. Show your marvelous loving kindness by your right hand, O you who save those who trust in you. For those who rise up against them, keep me as the apple of your eye. Hide me under the shadow of your wings from the wicked who oppress me. From my deadly enemies who surround me, they have closed up their fat hearts. With their mouths they speak proudly. They have now surrounded us in our steps. They have set their eyes crouching down to the earth. And every time I read the Bible, I can't help but think of where we are as a nation, as a society, and it's sickening. It's disheartening. So as always, I would like to thank everyone for their time. Thank you for your attention. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow.